got to have it in your blood. You have to have it within you. That dark, fiery pit inside you, spilling through your veins and coming out through your pores.
Thrash metal to me goes back to probably the origination of like Metallica, Slayer.
It was Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, all back in the day for me.
Exodus, Anthrax, stuff like that.
Thrash is heavy metal put to the extreme. It's fast, it's hard.
Long banging hair and the lightning fast solos.
Yeah, you can get it.
That's the one thing that people will always like when they think of this thrash. They'll think of kids beating the shit out of each other in the pit.
You were either a skinhead, a punk, a suicidal, or a metalhead, and they all hated each other. It was a sea of fights. There was 3,000 people beat the crap out of each other.
Everybody had a good time, even if they were bleeding. And I had a good time if they were bleeding.
Back then, nobody had heard anything like that. It was the heaviest, fastest, craziest music you could hear.
Everyone was trying to outdo everyone else in the aggression stakes, and everyone was just trying to be, just super aggressive.
It was like a drug. It was like caffeine. It was like, God, I have to do more. I have to get more of it.
It was about passion. The people that were involved in this stuff, they were involved in it because they were so passionate about it. It was an extension of who they were. It was a really exciting time, because the energy produced some really amazing music.
A lot of the bands back in the day, they were doing stuff that was absolutely brand new, and it was like
paved the way. No one even thought about doing that stuff. They're geniuses, for creating what they created, and totally paved the way for bands like us.
When you hear a band on stage chunking, or picking that E string faster than you can hear, that was because there was thrash.
Thrash metal is the backbone for a lot of the modern sound that even exists in metal. The down picking, the palm muting guitars, the crunchiness, even bands doing stuff that no one would consider thrash metal are still influenced by that school of thought. And the fact Metallica being one of the biggest selling rock bands of all time started off playing full-on thrash metal.
It's evolved to black metal, it's evolved to death metal. Look how many of those bands exist now, and without thrash metal, I don't think there would be any of those bands right now. And when you can hear thrash metal in grunge, even new sounds of punk, just ask bands like Sum 41, they'll tell you.
How can you not be affected by that whole scene that was so powerful? And I think a lot of the young bands today are very influenced by it.
Those were fun times when I think back of it, because it was all about the music. There was no money, so it had to be about the music. To a lot of other people, it's just a show. But for us, man, it was basically bowing at the altar. It was just like, it was so huge, man.